Mike Owens with Inside Fighting here, and I'm delighted to be joined by Fernand Lopez, who was hard at work in Paris, getting Ciryl Gane'ss ready for his UFC 310 matchup with Alexander Volkov. Fernand, great to sit down and chat for the first time. How are things with you today?
I'm fine. How you doing?
I'm very well. How is preparation in Paris going for Cyryl's big fight?
Well, we're doing good. He's fine. He's fine. We almost in the end of the preparation, which is the last hard sparring was last week. So now we're going smoothly and try just to review everything that we will have to use there.
This is obviously a rematch from a very dominant victory back in 2021. I think Ciryl won every round on the judges' scorecard back in Vegas in the first fight. Did you expect Alexander Volkov to get back to this position in a number one contenders matchup?
Yeah, I mean, Volkov have been doing very good. I mean, obviously he had stumbled some time on the last 3 years because the last fight they has was the fight that was back in 2021.
Hmm.
So, but he's good. He's looking good. He looks very smart with against Sergey Pavlovich. He look very improved. And I think that he deserve it. That's a good fight. That's makes sense.
When you have such a dominant victory, how much of the game plan going into the rematch stays the same, and how much of the game plan changes going into the second fight?
First of all, I don't think that was that dominant that you're saying.
Hmm.
I believe that there was a tough fight,
Hmm.
kind of. That was a tough fight. I mean,
Hmm.
like you don't see a lot of fight where Ciryl get bruised on the face,
Hmm.
and that one he had like got touched in the face a couple of times. Kicks also we had someone swelling in on the on the legs and everything. So that was a tough fight for us because of the style. Because both of them they are good striker and on top of that, Volkov have the reach and you know how to use that reach on his advantage. So I think that that was a good fight. Tough fight. We had the domination, but not that dominant that we can say it. So
Hmm.
I believe you just have to go on board and be careful. Be careful because the guy that fought almost 4 years ago, you know, the same that fought that will fight because he's improving, he's growing, very smart. He was already very experienced when we faced him first time. This time is even more experienced with couple loss because you have to keep it in mind. The loss are the thing that make you learn the most. And he had that loss again, Tom Aspinall, and I think that he from that loss he became something different.
Hmm.
Very smart, and now he's coming with a game plan with you know with a mission,
Hmm.
something that he will not he will just stick to that till the end and make sure that he win the fight.
Hmm.
In the other hands, the same that I can say for Ciryl. Had very good career so far, two losses. Those losses come from the biggest, probably Francis Ngannou is the best heavyweight, probably, if we can, I mean, like, only in the heavyweight division. And I think Jon Jones is the best heavyweight, the best fighter ever lived, anyway. And these two laws bring us to the mindset of how to do not make that happen again, how to avoid that again, how to, and that give you a lot of things to learn too. So I think we have been learning. Ciryl have been learning a lot. Me as a coach, I did learn a lot about these two losses, and now there's no way that we will look down Volkov. This is a big fight coming up, and we'll try to make that different on the fight IQ, on the physical aspect, like Volkov is fast, but Ciryl is faster. Volkov is strong, Ciryl is stronger, and uh, and that's physicality will make the difference during the game.
We obviously haven't seen Ciryl compete until since UFC Paris last September, where he defeated Sergey Spivak. How has Ciryl improved in the time away since we haven't seen him?
Well, it's been improving because even he didn't have fight, but he has been preparing fight. This
Mm,
is what people the to, don't want to understand.
mm,
I mean, obviously, fans can be um, very disappointed because of they want the show, they want the
mm,
fight, I mean, they don't want any excuse whatsoever. So whenever you have a fight canceled, they don't care about why that
mm.
fight get canceled. They
Yes.
just want the fight. I mean, they
Mm,
pay the pay-per-view, they want to see the fight. So I do understand them. But the reality is that Ciryl Gane'ss was supposed to fight on Fight Card UFC 300 that was
mm,
March, end of March, April. And that was the timing that we had from the UFC because of the booking with the next week movie.
mm,
So they said, don't worry, we will make him fight before, and then after that, you have 3 months free.
mm,
That you can film, do the filming. And the name that we had was Sergey Pavlovich. And then Sergey couldn't fight, turned out to fight. And then we was pushing for Tom Aspinall. We asked Tom Aspinall. Ciryl asked him. And Tom Aspinall was busy asking Jon Jones.
mm.
And therefore, we didn't have the fight, but we were very, very prepared for that. He was training very hard for that fight. So you need to take that in account that
Mm.
he's been improving. He's been
Yeah.
training and training. And then recently we had that fight against Volkov Bugat in Abu Dhabi, but finally we didn't have a fight, but still training.
Mm.
So keep that in mind.
Of course.
Still training every time. Like even during the movie that we were filming, that was in Marseille, southern France. We had a huge house there with all the basement as a gym, and then we brought sparring all type of good sparring there to help Ciryl to train. And I was there like 3 days, no, 4 days, and then 3 days in Paris during all the filming.
Mm.
So I was there to try to guide the guy and make a camp during the film. So it was training 2 times per day. And you have to keep that in mind that yeah, he did not have a fight, but he did train
Of course.
a lot. And in the training you are learning. You have some defect because you got submitted. You have some defect because you get knocked out,
Mm.
and you're learning. It's
Mm.
not the same with with this with audience, but I can tell you,
Mm.
I have in my mind right now a lot of good stuff where I know that Ciryl did learn, like this guy from Glory, Levi. He's a fighter from
Yeah.
Glory. He's scheduled to fight for the title in the Glory again.
Mm.
This guy, they have one of the greatest fight camp with Ciryl. And I can tell you that they had knockdown going around.
Mm.
Like
Pay-per-view
for
rounds, let's say.
let's say for sure, what I can say is that Ciryl had to take a knee one time with Levy
Wow.
because of the hard shot, the hard sparring, the hard thing. And this is how you learn.
Mm.
So this is how you learn, and he's been doing that very hard, and we're improving. And so I'm super confident on that uh, we made everything to stay on the game. People tend to be confused with when you're loud speaking and when you're quiet, and people don't understand and they feel like, well, if you're quiet means that you're not in the game anymore and you forget about the game because they think that the game is about them. So they think that when you're in the game, you need to speak about them. If you're not speaking about them, then the game is, you're not in the game anymore.
Mm,
No, no, there's people they just choose at some point, like Stipe did. He come there, shows up, fight with Jon Jones. Yeah, the fight didn't go the way he was wishing to go, but he was quiet, but still managed to have the fight with Jon Jones, with one of the best, and deliver, and then yeah, he get caught, lost the fight. But what I'm trying to say is that you can be there, quiet,
mm,
training, do your thing, and this is the part that Ciryl chose right now, and you feel more focused on what he's doing. One is there in the shadow doing his thing, walking, and
mm.
yeah.
I have to ask you about last Saturday's fight between Jon Jones and Stipe Miocic because that obviously has massive implications for Cyryl's career and his next move post the Volkov fight. Can I ask, in your opinion, was the result of the fight good or bad for you as Team Ciryl game?
I don't know. I don't think like, no, you cannot predict the future. It's very
Mm,
hard to
mm,
tell. Like, uh, obviously, we all expect Jon Jones to have the the win on that fight. Even everything is possible. This is what we thought. But I don't think that a victory of him or a victory of Stipe will have changed something.
mm,
What is sure is that Ciryl on the ranking is number two,
mm,
and you cannot change that. Like you have the champ, Jon Jones, you have Tom Aspinall number one, you have Ciryl Gane'ss number two.
mm,
So unless Ciryl, we go there and have a dumb performance against Volkov, we still around the goal.
mm,
Somewhere at
mm,
one moment it will happen. You don't have to shadow. You don't have to shout out to call people out
mm,
to be crying, to be yelling, to be, come on. I mean, we are tired with this game.
mm,
This is the same the game of I'm the one, I need, I deserve it, I want it, I'm the one. I mean, we're tired of this. This is fight. This is business. There will be fighting. There's no way. I mean, Tom Aspinall ain't going anywhere. Ciryl Gane'ss is going anywhere. There will be fighting. I mean, that this will happen no matter what we do. This fight will happen,
mm,
and I think regardless of if Jon Jones fight against Tom or not fight against Tom, regardless of what happened between Jon Jones and Stipe, Ciryl is going to fight for the title soon or later.
mm.
That's for sure, and I believe that will be in 2025.
You win this fight in just over or less than 2 weeks' time now. As you mentioned, you'll be ranked number two behind an interim champion and a full champion who we would all like to see. I'm sure we would all like to see that fight and that situation resolved. If Ciryl wins this fight against Alexander Volkov, does he wait out for the winner of Jon Jones versus Tom Aspinall and kind of solidify his position as number two?
But no, this is it will be depending. The
Mm,
wise way to see the thing is fight first, win third, which is not easy to do. And
mm,
then when you win Volkov, see what card you have in your hands.
mm,
Don't just say don't just say things like, "Well, I'm be waiting the winner." I mean, we don't, no pretension.
mm,
Just be ready to fight. In the end of the day, Ciryl is a fighter. He's
mm,
making his life by fighting. So at some point, you need to leave. So if if any fighter that makes sense show up and is good, depending of what the ranking does or what the momentum does, he will take the fight. I mean, regardless of if there's a title, non-title. But for sure, he's aiming to be UFC champion. So he's going for that. That don't mean that if the next fight is not a title, then he's not fighting. No, that's not the case. This is not the way you see the thing. The thing that he would go step by step, do what he have to do to get back to the belt, and he just have to be there winning. If you win, if you keep winning the fight in the, you will find. I mean, before you know, you are there for the title. Yeah.
Yeah. Just out of interest, because I'm curious to get your thoughts, has Jon Jones's behaviour around the Tom Aspinall fight and his seeming unwillingness to confirm that he wants to take that fight surprised you at all?
No,
No.
that's the for me, it makes sense. I mean, come on. Stop thinking as a fan just for 2 seconds. Think if Jon Jones was your sibling, your relative, and you want to secure his legacy, will you take a chance to give the fight to someone who is being very, very, I mean, this is like harassment. And what I'm saying is that, don't get me wrong, Tom Aspinall, he's a very dangerous man. He's probably one of the best fighters right now in the heavyweight division, for sure. Don't get me wrong. What I'm saying to you is that the history tend to look fighter, the fan tend to look fighter as a entertainment. Fighter look the fight as a business.
Of course.
That's why Tom Aspinall do not want to face Ciryl Gane'ss, because Ciryl Gane'ss now is below. Why do you want Tom Aspinall to go fight against someone below when he can lose that fight for nothing? That's why he's looking forward. Who is forward? Jon Jones. Why do you want Jon Jones to look up and try to fight Tom Aspinall when Tom Aspinall is, one, dangerous, two, not valuable factor for legacy? In the other hands, you have Pereira, done everything, glory champion, double champion in the UFC. Why don't you go there and fight him? And even on the money standpoint, better seller on pay-per-view. So just think a little bit. Go to the balcony, okay? Go on top to the balcony so you can see everything from down. And think a little bit. If you were Jon Jones' sibling, why will you make that choice? Make no sense, absolutely. So you have at some point Tom Aspinall asking to fight Ciryl Gane'ss because Ciryl Gane'ss is on top of Tom Aspinall. And then Ciryl Gane'ss, of course, turned down the fight because he's looking for Jon Jones. Okay. For Jon Jones, lose the fight, Tom Aspinall in the other fight, win the fight, become a UFC interim. So now the game have changed. Tom Aspinall is on top, Ciryl Gane'ss down. And Ciryl Gane'ss say, hey, man, I'm here. Do you see one fight? No, I don't care about you. Makes sense for me. Everything is perfect under. So everyone is looking on top to try to make more money or to try to cement his legacy. I don't understand why people just copying and don't want to understand Jon Jones' situation. Makes totally sense for me. I mean, yeah, if he have the chance to fight someone else, I mean, like Pereira, of course he will do that. Why will we come back and fight Ciryl Gane'ss? He will say, no, I beat him in 2 minutes. What the fuck are you saying? Why do you want me to come and fight Tom Aspinall? He will ask you, who did he beat? Because I've been there in the light heavyweight division. I lapped them one around, and then now I'm in the heavyweight division beating names like Stipe, and then you try to force me. At least be respectful. At least be asking, be begging, be saying that, hey, bro, give me the chance to make money because this is about money. Let's just stop try to pretend about everything else. This is about this is their job.
Yes.
You don't have to be ashamed in your job to make money. So this is absolutely about money, and they try to make money. So for me, it makes sense. It's not a problem for me.
No, I completely agree, and that's why I wanted to get your thoughts on it as one of the best coaches and a manager in the game. So, Fernand, thank you so much for your time. It's been really great to get some of these insights, and I'm glad to hear that Ciryl is having a good camp, and look forward to seeing him back in action soon. And all of the rest of your fighters, William Gomez doing great things in 2024 as well. So, have a great and safe rest of camp, and best of luck for the next fight.
Thank you very much. Thank you to have me on, and have a good day, man.